Hey guys, my name's Nate. I'm a backer of the Dwarven Forge Kickstarter, and I backed the previous one. I'm a longtime gamer, longtime LARPer, general fantasy enthusiast. Pretty much like a lot of you, I'm obsessed with this stuff and super excited about this Kickstarter. And I'm a filmmaker and offered my services to Stefan to shoot a video which we're going to release in the last couple of days of this campaign. Hopefully it'll be like throwing napalm onto the fire and really step things up a notch. And as a result, I've had about a week now to play with some of the prototypes of these Caverns pieces, and they're awesome. So I wanted to take a sec to show you guys hands-on how cool these things are. So come take a look. So let's start with the basic floor A piece. You're going to notice all of these are prototypes. So they're resin, they're not actually made of Dwarvenite yet. And it makes you really appreciate the Dwarvenite because these things are a little more fragile, and I've really been scared transporting them around. What's awesome about this, I don't know if it's easier to see in the pictures, but you can see the little grid on them, these stones. Even though they're organic, there's a nice little, there's some grid lines in there that you can see when it's all laid out. You can definitely see where the 1-inch marks are, and the edges have really nice detail. So when you stack them and you use them up on players, they really they hold their organic feel to them. They're real good looking tiles. Then we have the floor B piece. These ones have a ton of texture in there. You can see all these little stones and the like. You can also sort of make out a 1x1 grid. It's a little more abstract on these, but there's going to be a lot less of these pieces, so it won't be as much of a issue. And they same thing. They have really nice texturing on the sides. It's really going to pick up dry brushing well when you dry brush them. You can also, with these ones, if you guys have the water pieces and are pouring your own resin, these would be really great for shallow water. Like the deep water tiles are really boring because they're just a flat tile. But these, you could throw a little resin in there, and this could be like a shoreline piece. It's just a little bit of water and some of these pebbles coming out. It could look really, really nice and kind of break up some of those boring water bits. This is a floor C. This is my favorite of the floor pieces. These little elevation features are just amazing. We really, it can be a combination of providing cover or providing total cover. It's a good way to step up. It really takes advantage of the 3D nature of the 3D terrain, and these things are really cool to stack stalagtites on or stack other tiles on, and they're really, they're going to be a big hit, I think. They also break up your rooms really nicely. It's a nice, nice varied texture. All right, so then we have wall A, which is the very basic wall. See, there's a ton of natural textures in there. Almost looks like shell formations. The floor is the same thing. You can see the little squares are pretty evident here, even though it's nice and organic, but you can still get your 1x1 squares. Great texture. Look at the back. Look at all these little ridges and stuff. It's really going to be fun when you, if you're painting these yourself. There's a lot of great texture in there that'll really pop, especially when you start dry brushing it. Look at all those great edge pieces. Yeah, for the basic wall, this has such detail. This is wall B. I think this is wall B. Same thing, you got your sort of grid on the floor. You can see these two usable tiles. Really cool texture. You can see Stefan did some sort of like mineral vein here. So there's some like nice glistening. Looks like maybe it's a mithril deposit. Who knows? The back side of this is really nice. Look, there's still some. These are prototypes, so there's still some latex on there from the cast. This has a really nice back. If you're flipping this wall around with the other ones, it has it gives you really nice texture for some of your interior walls. You also notice all of these have a 2x2 footprint. It looks like in the map maker some of them look like they're cut out, but it is a full 2x2 footprint on all the floor pieces. The same thing, it's got really nice edge bits. Look at this texture here for when you dry brush. It's just going to be killer. Then I love this wall piece. Is the cool little pools in it. These things just look awesome, and you could do, there's so many, you could really even pour a little bit of resin in there if you wanted to give them a little more life yourself. There's enough depth in there that you could play with them. I mean, you could drill these out and put LEDs down in there, make them glowing things for the lava caves. There's a lot of fun things you can do with this piece. And the back side of this piece also looks really nice. I like how it's got all these textures. It has a little breakout in there, which kind of gives you an organic, breaks out the silhouette of the walls from a distance. Same thing, you can see your nice squares on the bottom. You've got really good texture all around the sides. You know, it's really good. For basic walls, these things really look pretty. I mean, and that's the first thing you notice on these, is that there's so much detail compared to the dungeons. Just the level of detail on these is out of control. So here we have curves. This is curve A. Once again, tons of detail in there. Gonna be great for dry brushing. You can see the ground, you can see the 1x1 square. Really nice detail on the back. Like, look at all that stuff. You could go nuts painting. There's lots of levels of detail. You could paint all these layers of rock. Could be different textures. You could do mineral veins in there. A lot of nice stuff. This one does not have a 2x2 footprint. See, it's a nice edge curve, so it's good for making sort of outside walls. If you wanted to, I guess you could stack it on a floor piece for an interior wall if you needed. This is corner B, very similar, but it just has some nice growth. I don't know if these are little mushrooms or fungus or whatnot, but it's a nice little splash of color. Most of this stuff is very earthy, as it should be. So this has a nice splash of color, chance for more pools. You could do fun stuff in there. I'm excited to see how people are going to mob these things out. The back has, once again, a ton of texture. I mean, it just looks like a piece of granite or something over there. And then once again on this one, Stefan has done some mineral veins in there. It's looking great. We have really nice textures on the edges, and once again, nice. You can see a grid on there. It's a little 1x1, and this one does have a full 2x2 footprint. So it sits. You know, can go inside and outside. It makes a good wall either which way. Then we have this Kooky Corner C, yes, which has just this really cool flying V pattern. Really nice textures in there. Textures all along. Look at the stuff up the sides. The back is just beautiful. This thing is really good for breaking up, making little alcoves and the like. It's a pretty cool piece. It's looks really nice from the outside.
Just rubbing against the.
Uh-oh.
I mean, the whole thing sounds terrible, anyways.
Yeah. So there we go. Easy to dub over. Same thing. If you wanted to add you could stack this on a floor tile. What's kind of nice is the cutout is basically a 1x1 cutout that it has built in, so you can take advantage of that. These things look really good when you have two of them together. You can make a little nook. Let me get a second one. You know, you can make a hidden little nook. Maybe you want to put a LED down in there or something. It's, you know, it's a neat shape. It looks really good. You know, it has a real good organic texture to it. This one. And we've got this is the wonderful narrow passage tile. I love this one a lot. These textures along here are just so nice. It looks really cool. There's enough room to fit your mini in there, even if they've got weapons and the like. It can fit out. And also, in addition to making corridors with this thing, you can use it in a room to kind of break up. You could break up some space in your room like that. You could, you know, the archers. You could have archers or casters hiding behind that, and you know, the fighters have to go all the way around to get to them. It's kind of adds a nice feeling of stalactites in the room when you're looking down it. You can put them, if you stack them up on a second story, it can create really nice texture on the edge of your caves. You can also, if you put these with the end cap, you can make kind of cool, you can make a cool cave with this thing too. Like it really, it's really conducive to making a quick cave and the like. It's a pretty versatile piece. I like that one a lot. And then with that goes this end cap, which has just, look at all the detail in there. Tons of little bits. It's got great texture down the back. This does not have a 2x2 footprint. It has a nice curve, which once again is kind of nice. You can break up a room by inverting it, using it on the inside. I like to kind of break up your walls if you want. It makes really good little nooks. Very cool little end cap piece. All right, now let's do a sneak peek of some of the other stuff. We got some good stuff coming for you. All right, now we got a sneak peek here for you guys. Here's the narrow stalactite. This is a cool piece. It's a little bit crooked, which I kind of like. So it's, depending on how you put it, it can be kind of veering off to one side or the other. It fits. It's a really nice way to kind of break up some of your space. You can do, one of my favorite things to do with this is you can put it on, on top of this on floor C to make a taller stalactite, or a slightly taller one, or kind of put it next to them for a little cluster. It's a really nice piece that you can use to give some great cave texture. It's good for creating cover and breaking up a room. Then its cousin, you haven't seen this one yet, is, I don't know even what it's called, the double stalactite something. It's a big mound here, big circular mound with two stalactites, or I guess they're stalagmites coming out of them. Mites come out of the ground. This one has a little bigger than a 1x1 footprint. It kind of hogs a little bit of space, so it kind of bleeds out off the tiles a little bit. It's a really kind of cool organic texture. It could provide a lot of cover. It kind of stacks nicely if you want to put it on one of these corner pieces. It stacks really nicely. It also stacks nice on these things. You can use it to break up, just for some dressing up on a higher level. It's the height of, it's just tall enough if you have it on floor level. If you're using it to suspend, for building out tiles, you can balance on it to make little cave chambers and the like. So it's a pretty versatile piece. Then we have this big mamba mound stalactite thing. I don't know, stalagmite thing. I don't even know what to call it. Stefan will have to tell you what the name of this thing is. It has it's like a big 2x2 footprint like that. It fills a whole piece. It really, it's a great way, once again, to break up a room, provide some cover, cool texture. This thing looks really cool, perched on top of, you can kind of build out a wall this way, and use it to make little caves. It's a nice second story piece. Height wise, you can, it's a little taller, so I guess it's too short to do anything like that with. Alright, then we have some elevation pieces here. Haven't seen these yet. These are two different stair pieces. They have, this one is 2x2 footprint, has really nice, look at these textures here. There's little tiny stalagmites on the stairs themselves. Really cool layers. This looks like it's, you can see the layers of rock back here. It's really got a fantastic detail. You could also, if you don't want to just use it for stairs, you know, it's great for going up to second level and the like. You can pull that whatever. It also, you can use it as a texture piece. You can turn it on its end and throw it up there to kind of break up some walls. Like, really cool, cool looking piece. And then together with this, to second level elevation. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's a big, beefy 2x2 block. I mean, look at the very clear 1x1 grid on the top here. It's got really cool. Every side is different. There's different details on each side of this thing, no matter how you turn it, and it's just a really beefy piece. And this thing is fantastic. Once you start building out whatever, it looks really nice with this elevation piece. You're stepping levels up. You throw some stairs on there. Build out. It really takes advantage of the 3D nature of this terrain, and it's really nice texture when you bring that thing around. It's just looks beautiful. Big fan. Everybody's going to want a lot of these elevation pieces. They're really, really useful. It's also good for, you know, these looks really cool when you put a couple of these on here. You could have an elevated, little elevated tunnel thing. It's, you know, they're really it's cool pieces. So now let's just build something with these. What do you say?